Kasi medyo na-suspend ang hearing recently, no? Pinag-uusapan yung budget ng PCOO, lalo
Yes,
na
Ma'am Lucy.
nagalit yata yung mga makabayan bloc sa Congress, no? Dahil nga sa, in particular, calling out yung Sec. Lorraine Badoy and how he has red tagged them. Kumusta na kayo dyan sa inyong budget presentation ngayon na you're facing a very hostile Congress on account of that?
We are scheduled po for our resumption on hearing our budget, Ma'am Lucy, this coming Friday, September 18. We are optimistic that this Friday po, we will have our budget approved in the committee level, and we are looking forward po to plenary presentation next week.
Bakit parang mas mababa yung hinihingi nyo for next year, considering that we're entering still a COVID year, no? And there has to be a lot of communication game plan, even more intense, no? Why the lower budget for next year?
You are correct, no, Ma'am Lucy. We decreased our budget proposal for next year by 10%. So from 1.7 billion pesos allocated for this year, we are asking for 1.59 or so for 2021. The reason behind this is the 10% decrease comes from the presidential trips po. There wouldn't be any presidential trips by next year because of the COVID pandemic. So yun po yung reason ng decrease sa budget namin.
I see.
Yung sir, pala ng 10% ng budget niya goes to trips?
Yes, yes Sir Ed, no, malaki because pumupunta po ang RTVM, no, to cover the president. So it does rack up on expenses po.
RTVM.
And not only foreign trips but also local trips. So it all adds up in the year po. So yes, 10% would be for those trips.
Beyond your expectations.
Sir, if I may ask, sir, something related to...
Yes.
Sige, go ahead.
Ed.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Kasi pasensya na po, may delay yata ng konti on some end. But beyond your expectations na papasa yung budget nyo, I still want to get back to Makabayan's concerns about the posts and the comments of Aztec Badoy. I won't get into the specific comments, but really to the question of, malinaw na po ba yung policy ng PCOO when it comes to the social media platforms and the individual platforms of the officers of the PCOO? Ano po ba talaga policy dito?
Yes, Sir Robbie, no. So what happens is PCOO is a member of various task force, including the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict. And si Undersecretary Lorraine Badoy po ang aming representative there. And so we cater, no, to our stakeholder and client agencies like NTF-ELCAC, and we provide them with the platforms to communicate with the people. We provide them with the platforms on print, on TV, on radio, on the ground, and online. So malinaw po na we give support to the different committees and the task force when they require communications assistance. Now, at the same time, our representatives po are also private individuals, so they do share and they do invoke their right to expression po, no, as protected by Section 4, Article 3 of the Constitution. So, yun po yung aming policy, no. So, we respect po the freedom of expression of our members, but at the same time, we also serve at the pleasure of the agencies we serve po.
Yes, but what does that mean? But what does that mean specifically for officers whose job is communication and whose job is basically speaking for government? Because sa totoo lang po, I mean, I was there at the Senate hearing, I think about 2 years ago, when Aztec Badoy again made some statements. At that point, I think critical of Vice President Lenny Robredo and so on. And the question was raised even there. This was a Senate hearing. This was not her time to be posting on Facebook. She was speaking under oath in a Senate hearing, and again, saying some controversial things. And then at the end of the day, the PCOOs and ASIC Badoy saying, no, 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 I was speaking on a personal level. Is that really possible? And what really is the most pragmatic policy that can be had, particularly for an office whose job is to speak for government? Can you really make that line? Can you really make that distinction?
I understand your concerns, Sir Robby, no? But our stand right now is we really have to respect the freedom of expression right of our officials, while we also do our concurrent role as communicators for government.
Okay,
Pero ASEC, ano po kasi the freedom of expression relates to to your right or your right not to be prosecuted criminally. For example, like under the revised penal code, it does not take away anybody's responsibility under the administrative code or under the RA 6713. That's the Code of Conduct for Public Officials. Hindi po exemption yung public speech, right of free expression dun sa 6713. It does exempt you from, for example, criminal liability.
That's correct, no. While I mentioned that earlier, we are still we still have to follow our RA 6713 and other rules governing our conduct. And so, pag beyond po dun sa limitation, then pwede naman po siya ma-prosecute and be held accountable, sir. We actually have a PCOO social media policy governing all officials and staff of PCOO that they should not engage in unlawful conduct, share malicious content, blackmail content. So may guidelines naman po kami, pero of course, sometimes po nagbo-border po siya between free expression and responsibility as a public officer. So there is a gray area po sa gitna, and hopefully we're able to balance both.